questions, stay brony, my friend.
Yeah!
And remember, Granny Smith loves you.
Yep.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's your pal Dusty out here on the fabulously dark West Coast under Luna's beautiful night sky with twinkling jewels of light coming down upon us to bless us with their twinkleness, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. But it's dark and it's late, and I'm very sorry about that. But, you know, some people do have jobs. So, thank you very much for joining us this evening. So very late. It's now late night with DustyKatt. You know, David Letterman. Heck that guy. Late night with DustyKatt. And I am here this evening with one very wonderfully gifted artist, very good friend of mine, Casey Robin. Casey.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing very well.
Awesome. Awesome. And it's really great to get to talk to you again because we haven't talked since, Everfree Northwest.
I think it was Everfree Northwest.
Everfree Northwest
Been too long.
Last time we saw each other.
Oh no, I saw you at Sac Brony Expo.
Oh, that's right, Sac Brony. You were at Sac Brony, so we did see each
I
other
made
there.
your sign.
You made my sign. That is awesome. Yes, It is sweet. I actually still have that. I took it home, but I still have it.
Glad.
It's cool. Maybe I'll take it to Nightmare Nights this weekend. I'll have somebody behind me just walk around with DustyKatt was here or is here.
You could wear it like a sandwich sign.
I can wear it like a sandwich sign.
Forget name tags. Just wear a sign.
There you go. I'm gonna roll through what you sent me as your bio. Here it is. Casey Robin is an illustrator and story artist working out of Sacramento, California. Her clients have included Walt Disney Animation Studios, Zondervan Publishing, and the Pac-12 Conference. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She has studied art and animation at CalArts, Studio Art Centers Internationale in Florence, the Illustration Academy at Ringling, and more. Casey Robin has made pictures for print, film, and the web, and she uses crayons, coffee, pencils, paints, things, this, that, and the other, even her computer now and then. Her favorite things to draw are fairy tale characters, people from different cultures, and adorable girls. She finds inspiration in books, music, her family, her friends, and her damn fat cat, Oliver. All that stuff. So that is what she sent me, and she is all good at all of that. All of that. If you have seen or have gone to a West Coast Brony convention, you have seen her. She cosplays as Applejack with her granny. Her mom plays Granny Smith. And her brother played Big Mac. And they set and they bring
my dad and then my brother.
And they bring apples and apple juice and art and stuff and awesome. And basically it's a party when Sweet Apple Acre shows up.
A hoedown.
It is the hoedown. I actually helped raise the barn. I did.
Yes.
Help raise the barn. So, first question. Here we go. CalArts graduate that you are. Any cool stories you have from CalArts when attending there? Like anybody you know end up, being Craig McCracken?
Well, actually, I have to confirm this one. And actually, I need to be clear. I was at CalArts summer program, which is the CISA, California Summer School for the Arts.
Oh, okay.
I got into their college program, and my loan fell through last minute, and so my plans were dashed, and I didn't actually go to official CalArts, but I did go to their summer thing, and it was really cool.
Okay.
So turns out that I went to CalArts with Emma Coates, who is a wonderfully talented storyboard artist, and she's working now at Pixar. She contributed to Brave. And I remember about 3 years ago, she was like, I'm working on something and I can't tell you what it is because it's too awesome. Yeah, and she was always just really sweet and down to earth. And we were the only two who openly liked Disney at the CalArts program because it was not cool to like Disney because Disney's the man and they're trying to keep us down. The princesses and their songs. And so we would unwind by watching Disney movies together.
Man.
And also there's a guy there named Alex Hirsch, and I gotta confirm this, but he was a super funny guy and really smart. And I was watching the intro to Gravity Falls, and I know that Alex grew up here in California in Piedmont, and it said created by Alex Hirsch. So I have to do my homework, but I would not be surprised if that was the Alex I know.
Maybe.
Because he was always super duper funny. He did a short called Attila the Nun. When we were there. And it was exactly what it sounded like say your prayers, sinners, this is Attila the Nun! And it was just full of, like, religious puns and beating up people. It was great.
Crazy. As an artist, when you approach a piece of art, what are you thinking first as a professional artist? Are you thinking your color choice, your composition, your mood? What are you thinking about when you sit down with a blank sheet of paper?
That's a good question because it can be super overwhelming. I usually start with shapes. I usually start with what kind of scene is this? Is it threatening or cuddly or what? And what kinds of shapes express that? And I'll sort of really loosely doodle out the shapes that come to mind and then work with those. And then I'll usually get some reference coming in and get a little more realism. But I start with really broad, basic shapes. And that's something that my character design mentor at Disney taught me. Bill Schwab, he's a great character designer, but I was getting all detailed and finicky, and he was like, no, just do the big shapes first, then you fill in later. I'm like, oh god, it makes everything easy.
I have tea and scrumpets over my corner, over my shoulder. Yes, I love that piece. It's got so much action in it, and it's all within the red realm of color that is just really cool. Out of everything you sent me, I was going, oh, I love that piece.
I want to expand that into a whole line of tea and strumpets where you have the different girls named after teas. You know, chai is like spicy.
That'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
And Earl Grey is like the
Yeah.
Host of ceremonies.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be kind of cool. What is your favorite media to work in? Oils, pastels, colored pencils, computers, crayons? My very favorite is a carmine red color erase pencil. It's so soft and it's so beautiful and creamy and flesh-like. I usually underlay that in any of my acrylic paintings. So my second favorite medium is acrylic, and I do washes of acrylic. But color erase, carmine red. Carmine red. It was probably used in this piece. A lot of it. Yeah, oh yeah. It's all of it. Any red sketch you see in any of my pieces, that's that pencil. Nice. What made you think of cosplaying Applejack and bringing Sweet Apple Acres to the conventions? What made you guys bring that all about?
You know, it was because I needed my family's help, because it was too big a job for me, and because I really related to Applejack. When I started watching the series, I wasn't really won over until the episode Apple Bucking Season, because I work myself to death, and that's, you know, a problem I have, and I'm like, oh my god, it's me, that's exactly what I do. And then I realized that my mom was essentially Granny Smith, and that my dad was essentially Big Macintosh, and he's, you know, quiet and dependable and hardworking, and and so I'm like, guys, I will pay for you to go to Seattle if you will dress up like these characters and help me pull this off. And then the apples come from, there's a local place called Apple Hill that I swear is the real life Sweet Apple Acres, and I grew up going there every fall.
You have to take me. Love apple orchards.
Oh, yeah, you haven't been to Apple Hill? I
haven't been to Apple Hill yet.
Apples and apple cider and apple fritters.
I gotta go there.
Seriously, it's Sweet Apple Acres. Yeah. I actually went there twice this fall.
Yeah, Thing is saying, yeah, we need to go. So, yeah, it's cool.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. You've made such wonderful art, and one of my favorite movies, and I think yours is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You've made these wonderful Willy Wonka pieces, and one's over my shoulder, the original portrait of Willy. Is that one of your favorite movies? And how did this little series come about?
Well, first of all, that is one of my favorite nostalgic movies. It's one they showed in school a lot, and it always did this combination of awe and confused terror that I felt during that movie, mostly during the boat ride.
Right.
It scared the crap out of me. I hate that scene. But I do love Gene Wilder. I love the rest of it. This was directly commissioned from a collector in New Zealand. Well, directly. It was commissioned through my agent at the Art Insights Gallery, which is a film art gallery. They're big fans of the movie, and they'd seen my work and wanted me to take on doing a formal portrait of Mr. Wonka, doing the candy room, and then I pitched the Oompa Loompas because I really wanted to do them.
Yeah, which is this piece here.
Yeah.
I have the Oompa Loompas over my shoulder. So
and I always remembered them being so much cuter than they actually were when I went back and watched it. So I was trying to draw my original memory as a kid watching Willy Wonka rather than what actually exists in the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I always thought that Tim Burton's version of the Oompa Loompas was not really cool.
Yeah,
I love the actor. I love what the actor did, but I didn't think they were.
But it doesn't look like an Oompa Loompa. It looks like a guy in a suit. Yeah. Although I did like that they left the squirrels in because that was truer to the original book.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's see. Sweet Bride, your series Sweet Bride. Let me pull up the first one there. Which I felt really... when I saw it, I hadn't seen that piece before, or these pieces. And it really envisioned, to me, a Norse pagan style Irish. You know, sort of like Kilcullen and Thin Lizzy and all that stuff from Ireland. It really gave me this whole feel. Is that really what you were going for with this series?
Yeah, sort of. I have a Scotch-Irish heritage, and my first trip out of the country was to Ireland. That was the first place I landed that wasn't America. And I knew I had roots there, and so I kind of paid close attention. And I really felt a kinship with the folklore of Ireland and the music. And this is actually based on a song by Kate Rusby, who's a folk singer from Yorkshire and does a lot of old tunes. This is an original song she wrote. It called Sweet Bride. And it does have that feeling of kind of a pagan Celtic story about a woman who marries the prince from under the waves and goes to live in his underwater castle. And that just really captivated my imagination, and I wanted to show it in that style.
And here's the picture of them riding away into the waves.
And it's really ambiguous in the song whether she went crazy and dreamed the whole thing and died, you know, and like drowned, or whether she's like happily, literally living with the prince under the water.
Nice.
And I wanted to leave that ambiguity in it.
Ha ha ha. That's kind of
cool.
You
know, it's like, is it a happy ending? Maybe not. And that's why he's blank. When it came to detailing the prince, I'm like, you know what? He might be imaginary. I'm going to leave him all blank.
Leave him blank. We were talking about that before the show on icons and comics.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you put in detail and you don't put in detail, and depending on what the human brain does with it.
Yes. Yeah, I like to choose where my detail goes and, more importantly, where I leave stuff out.
Nice. Right now, one of the things you did at Disney was some animation, right?
Well,
storyboarding for an animation. Which is called Chalk. It was on your website, and I really want to play it for you guys because it is so awesome. So Casey did the storyboards for this, and didn't you do a little bit at the end that you said?
Yeah, so what I did for Chalk was I storyboarded it, I came up with the original concept, and my team, well, not my team, but there were a team of 14 of us, and we all worked out the details. So what you're seeing is the work of 14 people, but I did the storyboards, I did some color work, and then I co-directed it with Justin Sklar, who's working at Disney now as an animator. And I got to do, the most fun I had in that project was I got to do Michaela's mural that you'll see at the end. The little girl draws a mural, and I got to draw that. Awesome. And then the texture artist, Alex Alvarado, took it and mapped it onto the sidewalk, so it looked like it was really drawn on the sidewalk, even though I just drew it flat, and it looks so
That is cool. So right now, people, sit back, relax. We're going to play this little snippet for you. It's about 2 minutes long, and we'll be back right after. So with more with Casey Robin. So stay around. And that was Chalk, as done by Casey and her team at Disney Animation in 2009. Now, you told me at the break there, Casey, it took you guys 6 weeks only to do that?
We only had 6 weeks.
Ooh.
And actually, it was in 2010, but Disney somehow marked it a year
early?
Earlier than it actually happened. But yeah, they said, your assignment is to all of you 14 people work together, and we didn't have any kind of power structure or anything. We just had our jobs that we were good at. Make a movie, animated. It has to incorporate 2D and 3D, and you all need to use your talents, and it needs to be done in 6 weeks. Go.
Wow.
It was terrifying.
That's like kicking you off the end of the dock. It's like, do it.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
And the reaction to the movie was, we can't believe you finished. We didn't actually think we were going to finish.
Wow.
And we're like, of course we finished. That was the assignment. They're like, it was impossible.
Well, it ain't impossible for us.
Yep.
There you go. Tell us a bit about that whole process of being an intern at Disney. What was it like working there?
Man, it was intense. It was the very most wonderful things happening and just the very worst things happening. And through it all, you're exhausted and exhilarated at the same time. So it was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. I can't believe I'm at Disney. Oh, I just talked to Glenn Keane. He's my hero. And it was like, oh crap, I just realized I'm not talented and soon they're going to find out and kick me out, And then it was like, no, this is great. This is good. Our movie's going to be great. Oh, nothing is working and everyone's fighting. Oh no, we're friends. And
oh no.
So it was very many different experiences, very close together. But what I have to say is that the people that I worked with were really, really talented people, and I learned a lot from them. And they were all willing to do whatever it took to get the movie done. And that was the attitude that helped us get it done, at all. And that Disney itself, some people think of it as this horrible artist-eating corporate monster, but Disney and the HR team at Disney were very, very invested in our experience and us learning and us coming away from this internship with stuff we could use in our portfolios, with good contacts, with good knowledge, and I'm just so grateful for that. It was an amazing experience in that respect.
Well, yeah, if Disney pushed everybody away, they'd run out of artists really quickly.
Right.
They would.
They cared that we were having a fruitful time,
Absolutely.
And that.
I'm looking for something. Is that the one I want? Yes,
Can I tell
amazing.
an anecdote?
I have so many pieces of artwork to show you guys. I have a list of things down here which I can't keep straight. And I clicked the right one the first time. Oh my god.
Yay!
I thought I lost them.
Good job.
But thank you very much. Equestria travel posters.
Yes.
Genius! I love them. I love these things. Oh my! I saw those at Everfree Northwest and went, I must have them all. They're awesome.
And postcards.
God, and postcards and posters, and they evolve a real sense of wonder to these places. Like, just looking at the poster makes me want to just dive in and go, I wanted to see Canalot. I want to see that Canalot right there. I want to see it.
I want to go to there.
I want to go there. And it reminds me, the first time I went to Disneyland, when I was 21 years old. And you go underneath the train. And as you're going underneath the train, there's travel posters on the walls of the different, like Frontierland and Tomorrowland and all those places. And it evokes that same feeling. Was that sort of where you got that influence?
Yeah. There were two places. There were the original Pan Am type posters from the 50s and 60s that I've always respected ever since I've been aware of them because the design is great. And then there were the Pan Am inspired posters at Disneyland that I grew up with. I mean, I went to Disneyland a ton throughout my childhood. I have silhouettes of myself as a baby at Disneyland all the way up to now, like every year or every 2 years. So those were firmly implanted in my psyche at an early age. But I love the idea of making a travel poster for a fictional place and making it feel like you could buy a plane ticket there and send a postcard there.
That's like, look at Cloudsdale. Who wouldn't want to go to Cloudsdale? Look at that.
And we've never really seen Cloudsdale at sunset.
No,
I bet it's breathtaking.
Stunning.
And I love that color palette. And I like the fancy Rainbow Dash being the poster model for Cloudsdale.
And then Zecora in Everfree Forest right here.
Yes.
So Frontierland. Oh my goodness.
And that one is actually a direct reworking of a Pan Am poster for the Caribbean in general.
Oh, really? That's probably
yeah,
why I
there's like
remember it. You know, I was looking at it going, I've seen that somewhere before.
Yeah.
Where is it?
This woman in this giant hat with really hot shadows
Yes!
and the jungle behind her, and like,
Yes!
that's the Cora, that's the Everfree Forest. And I even left in the text, Pan Equestrian.
Yes,
replace
I
Pan
love that
Equestrian.
bit. It's like,
it was
yeah, I'm gonna take
friendly
a flight to Everfree. Yeah, that's cool. And then of course,
I have a wave 2 planned of this that I'll probably be doing in the spring, just in time for BabsCon. And one of them is a flight poster with Daring Do, with the injured wing getting on a plane to fly to the temple.
Gotta have it.
And and I'm gonna do one for Sweet Apple Acres because I think it's kind of its own little place.
And then Crystal Empire.
Yeah. The Crystal Empire was inspired by some railway line thing that just looked really cool, and just Art Deco in general.
Oh yeah, Art Deco in the Crystal Empire is awesome. I thought melding those two was really cool. And then of course Manhattan.
Yes, I'm such a sucker for anything Apple related.
Yes, Apple related. Yes, that one was cool.
And I looked up those old hokey New York postcards. And tried to get that feeling with the spotlights and the letters with stuff inside.
Yep. And of course, last but not least, Ponyville.
By Balloon.
By Balloon. Yes.
I really didn't know what to do for Ponyville for the longest time because they don't have a big landmark and it's not this grandiose scene. And then I thought of Twilight's arrival in Ponyville and the really iconic balloon shot we get at the start of each show.
And they've used the balloon. They've used the balloon in Ponyville a number of times.
Yeah.
When Fluttershy was going to move home to Cloudsdale because she couldn't make the ponies laugh. She was going to take the balloon.
It's funny that she's such a weak flyer that she has to take a
balloon back to... Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm like, oh, I can relate. I can't do sports or run or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that we had these great posters from the era when balloon travel was all the rage, and I thought, oh, what a fun way to work that in.
Absolutely. Your art, and we had this in your bio, seems drawn to the fantasy characters like mermaids and pixies and all that stuff. What was the inspiration as a child that brings you back to these kind of characters?
Narnia. When I was young.
Yes.
The first thing I was read that I remember being read out loud to was the Chronicles of Narnia. And I was so wanted to live in that world with naiads and dryads and fauns and witches and all the cool things. And Narnia's never left me. I've still got a lamppost somewhere in the middle of my psyche.
Nice.
And everything else that I've latched onto, Harry Potter and even ponies to an extent in the fantasy element, has been drawing back to that original sense of wonder I felt with Narnia. And then also my grandmother used to tell me fairy tales out loud. Like she just memorized Jack and the Beanstalk and things like that and would just tell them. And it made me feel special, and it made me feel like, that there was so much more to the world than just what we see in just the mundane.
Oh, yeah.
And I like to hang on to that idea, not literally, but that we can make the world more magical than it may appear to be at first.
Absolutely. Now, you are a professional freelance artist. That is what you do, correct?
Yes. Full-time job.
Full-time job, freelance artist. What kind of jobs do you find fit your art style that well? Greeting cards, calendars, that kind of thing. What's the kind of jobs that Casey Robin is getting nowadays?
Nowadays it's really varied. I've been getting jobs in book illustration, toy package illustration. I did the initial sketch for one of the toys for Disney Pixar Planes. That was actually my first toy illustration job, and I've been getting that. It's on the shelves now. It's
really?
like I didn't finish the sketch. They only wanted me to do the rough sketch for some reason. Someone else finished it. And then I didn't even know that it had come out, but I was at Toys R Us and I'm like, wait, I did that. Oh my god, that's on the box.
Really? Wow, yeah. I gotta go find that. I actually like that movie.
It's called Wind Control Dusty.
I actually like that movie. Yeah, Amy and I went and saw that movie. I actually liked it.
I have not seen it yet. I know I should because I did the toy, but...
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I find that my art is really well suited for book illustration, particularly children's books.
Yeah.
I love illustrated children's books. I collect them. I've collected them since I was in high school.
Wow.
And that's the kind of work that I'm leading towards.
Uh-huh.
Kind of in the meantime, I am still looking to go into a studio and work in the pipeline early on as probably a story. Although I have a love for business. I've been torn for years. But in the meantime, I find that what I can do is illustration, that I can do that independently. And it's a way of expressing my art and keeping my art alive. And I like the idea that it would go out into the world as something that kids would be read to or read on their own. Because so much of what my imagination and everything was initially sparked from reading as a child, reading as an adult. I'm reading The Rings right now.
Speaking of influences as a child, you drew a lot when you were growing up, probably like a lot of us artists did. When did you actually know that art was really your calling?
It was late. I actually thought I was going to be a famous songwriter. Like I loved Jewel and Lisa Loeb, and I wanted to be them. So when I was about 14 or 15, I think it was that I was reintroduced to the Disney movie as an art form through books, through the art of books, where the first one I saw was like the art of Mickey Mouse through Hercules. And I'd never seen character designs and early sketches and storyboards before, and it blew me away. And as soon as I saw that stuff, and I saw this kind of marriage of storytelling, especially of fairy tales and that kind of thing, and art, I'm like, I need to do that.
Cool.
You know, and I just knew that was what I needed to do. So then I had to learn to draw really well because my skills were not naturally born. I had a rich imagination and I liked to draw, but I wasn't great, you know?
Yeah. I sort of did the same thing. I rediscovered comic books at like 20. And I thought, I can do this. I used to draw as a kid, and I sat down and I did for like 5 years. I just basically drew and drew, and finally figured out that I'm just not going to get good enough to do this. I can't not do 28 pages a month and get paid for it. I just never ended up being good enough and moved on to being a motorcycle mechanic. But I still draw now and then.
And that's something I can't do.
Yes. So some people can fix things, some people draw things. So we are now at commercial time. And when we come back from commercial, we are going to have more from Miss Casey Robin. And we're going to go over upcoming conventions. We're going to go over charity work. And then we're going to have you out there ask wonderful questions to this beautiful woman and her art. So you guys stick around. We'll be right back, okay?
It's harvest season here at Sweet Apple Acres, and the You Pick Apple adventures have begun. You can make the most of this opportunity by getting a bushel full of the plumpest, juiciest apples this side of the Everfree forest. Whether for a homemade apple pie, delicious apple fritters, or fresh off the tree, it all begins with a visit to Sweet Apple Acres Apple Orchard. Go visit with the Apple family, a short trot southwest of Ponyville. Applejack,
Well, how'd it do?
Granny Smith, Apple Bloom,
I want it now!
and Big Macintosh
Yep.
will treat you like one of the family. Fresh apple cider? Try our 10 varieties. Apple pies and dumplings? Mouth watering. Sweet, red, delicious apples? They got 'em. Tart Granny Smith apples? You'll find 'em there too. No ladders needed. Just rear up and buck you some of the sweet apple goodness that graces the plates of our princesses Celestia and Luna. And remember, our apple stand can be found at the corner of Appleton Road, right near Quills and Sofas. Apple cider donuts, fresh apple butter, and apple juice. It's always a family adventure at Sweet Apple Acres.
Would you look at them fancy duds you can get from our friends at WeLoveFine.com? Shoot! Hats, bags, and posters too? They got everything you could ever want. Except apples, of course. So mosey on down to WeLoveFine.com and rustle you up some Sweet Apple Acres Sunday best. Yee-haw!
That's right, all you ponies out there. You go down to Sweet Apple Acres and they'll get you anything you need apple related. I'm talking pies, fritters, jams. You know, maybe things you don't even know of yet, but you know, maybe even some apple cider. Oh, it's so good. Ah, so awesome. Hey, Thing, could I have some more, please? Yes. Yes. Oh, thank you very much, Thing. Ah, so good. Ah, Yep. Thing. Yes. Very good. Mm-hmm. So, we're back, and all you humans out there, if you need anything pony-related, you go to wheeloffine.com, because they got everything from shirts, backpacks, all that really great stuff. So you go to wheeloffine.com and pick up some of that stuff. Unless you're going to go get my shirt, and we'll talk about that later. We're back. So we're going to go into upcoming conventions. Here we go. Let me see if I get the right graphic up there. Is that the right one? No. This is Nightmare Nights Dallas, Texas. This coming weekend, November 8th to 10th. So excited to go. Nightmare Nights Dallas, and that is in Dallas. And we have, and the list is Andrea Libman, Peter New, Brenda Critchlow, Woody Wooten, Jim Miller, Sibsy Larson, GM Barrow, Jason Thiessen, Pixel Kitty, Sophie Cameron, Full Papers, and me. And we'll all be there. So check out nightmarenights.net for all the wonderful things that you can find out about there. Tickets are still available. I'm not sure about hotel rooms, but check that out. Next would be BabsCon. And that's going to be April 18th through 20th, 2014. They are going to have Andrea Libman, GM Barrow, M.A. Larson, Amy Keating-Rogers, music by Eurobeat, Brony, Fanning, Tarby, and Michael A. And I have a special announcement for you. Special announcement on this show, right here, right now. Guess what? Guess who else is coming? Take a guess. Take a small guess. Who else is coming? You. Megan McCarthy. You heard it here first. Megan McCarthy is coming to BabsCon this spring, April 18th to 20th. Mark your calendars. I'm going to be there. Maybe I'll get some more tattoo done so she can take another picture. Loves my tattoo. Yeah. So, yes. Megan McCarthy to attend BabsCon this spring. Also, you can go to an Ask blog. Their mascot, Golden Gates, has her own Ask blog. So go to her Tumblr page and ask her a couple of questions about something. Maybe anything, like how the Golden Gate Bridge gets painted. I'm sure she knows. So check that one out. And then, also coming up, is Canterlot Convention, Toronto, Ontario, November 16th, 17th. Rena Chan, Hot Diggity Demon, Jesse Nowak, DJ Midley, and Beam Pegasus. But guess what? If you have the time and you're up in that area, Michelle Creeper and Black Griffin are now coming also. Yes, they are. So, if you can get your butt to Toronto that weekend, that would be a very good thing to do. Lots of fun is going to be had in Toronto that weekend. Now, that is upcoming conventions. And if you have a convention coming up and you want me to talk about it, send me some info at dusty@manliestbrony.com. Now, into charity. Last shoe, we had Michelle Creeper, and she had her charity Because I Am a Girl. And this is what we do for that. Far too many places, girls are not given the support they need in the classroom. Astonishing places don't have, in the Western world, they don't have books or paper or pencils or nothing. So what we did is we set up a charity so that you guys could put some money down for that. We busted that one up. We got some last-minute anonymous donations to put us over the top, and I think we ended up to a little over $600. 600 bits is where we ended up. So with that means the backpack is in play. So we not only get the brushable rainbow dash, the vinyl scratch cell phone plug, the comic book. Not only do we get those things, but the derpy backpack with the head on it. Let me get that out here because it's so cool. Look at this. Spaghetti hair derpy. Whee! This thing is freaking awesome. I can just see you going to class with derpy hanging on your head. It's going to be awesome. So, I have this hat. This Disney hat full of names. We're going to dig in here. And we're going to get one out. Whee! This one. Who's this? Sean D'Amico. Sean, you have won this week. So, you get that stuff. I will contact you later after the show to get your contact info to send that out. Now, put my hat on my head. Yeah. See? Got Dusty on it. Love this hat. It's awesome. Okay, so we move forward to Casey Robbins' charity. Casey,
Yes.
tell us a bit about UNICEF.
Yes. So UNICEF is an American fund that helps children all around the world, and their goal is to keep children, to prevent them from dying from preventable causes. So they're working with, malaria, reducing the amount of malaria in the world. They're working with providing children with vaccines early on so that they don't get diseases that are preventable.
Yes.
They do disaster relief for children in Syria who have to winter in camps in Syria because of all that's been going on. They are providing warm winter gear to them, and they provide food and cleanliness training and just all the basic things that you need for life. And their focus is really children.
Yes.
And I think it's a really, it's important that children should be able to have a good shot at life, regardless of how poor or where in the world they live. And that I think that that's a time in our lives when most of us here in America, were really protected and really cared for and had all these basic things. And I just want to see all the kids in the world have that, because I'm, so grateful for my own childhood, and kids are really on my heart. So UNICEF, they do a lot of good.
Absolutely they do. So this is what we're going to do, people. You're going to go to manliestbrony.com. You're going to click the little link, and you're going to give some money to the charity. And so if you give $5 or more, you're in the drawing for this box of Series 2 cards. Got one left from the anonymous donor. Thank you very much. Got one left. I've been saving this one for something good. This is the time. So that, if we crack 5 bills, Casey has generously offered a set of her prints signed, which will end up in my hands in about a week. So, and that will go to you if we crack 5 bills. Now, Thing over there not only will match 1 for 5 if we crack 5, but has donated. If we crack $1,000, 1 Monopoly set, My Little Pony. If we crack 1,000 bits. So, get over there, get your friends over there, get your mom and dad over there to
Oh, and I wanted to
donate.
ask a thing.
Absolutely.
Dusty, I am also providing the original of my hand-drawn Smile Every Pony.
What?
That features all 6. Yeah, that's part of the pot.
What? The original?
Yeah. The original.
Get out.
Yeah.
Really?
Now, what you have to know is the original was painted with a white background because the client I painted it for was not sure what background they wanted. So
Wow.
the starburst that you see available in prints was not actually there. It was painted separately. So that it does have all the main things.
I don't care. It's an original Casey Robin.
Yeah, it's the original.
And I can't have it.
Send it off, and I'm really fond of it. So, but I think it's a really good cause. So
And I can't have it. Oh my.
I'm
But-
sorry.
It's
Make you
that's
another one
not
if
only
you
the
want.
set of prints, not only the set of cards, not only the original artwork, but if we crack $1,000, there's a Monopoly game over there. Why wouldn't you give some money? You should. You should. Just because it's a good thing to do. Not because of the stuff, but because it's a good thing to do, you should do that. But there's more stuff too. And that is charity work for the week. Thank you very much. You know what, Case? You need to help me. You need to help me here. You need to help me.
Okay.
I've lost Screwball again. Screwy.
Oh no.
I need to call for Screwball. Screwball! Screwy!
What?
Screwball.
Ah! Ah!
Hey, Screwball.
How's it going?
Hi.
Where are you hiding this time?
In the darkness.
In the darkness. do you attack the darkness?
Oh, the darkness is mine.
Well, I am darkness.
What's up, my Screwball?
It's going pretty good. I'm not used to it being so dark.
I know, man. Jeez. Luna turned the lights off.
Plus, the days are getting a whole lot shorter,
I know.
so that adds
I mean, it's
to the
stinking dark.
creepiness.
Woo!
But
Had to ride the bike home into pitch black tonight.
Oh goodness, it snowed a good, I don't know, foot or more here.
What? Of
over
course
a day.
It's Alberta. Of
Oh,
course it's
wow.
going to snow a foot.
Yeah, and most of
It's like
Saskatchewan
70
too.
Wow.
Yeah, driving was not fun.
Fun. So, hey, how many questions we got?
We got plenty.
Plenty?
I will bring them right on in. So this is from Firemain. For you, Cassie, how is your mother doing?
Yeah, where's Gran?
My mother's doing wonderfully. Shall I call her in?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
My mom? Let me see if I can get Granny in here.
See if you can
Just
get
a
Granny in
second.
here. It ain't a party without Granny Smith.
Time for Granny. Just a second. Hey, Granny Smith, can you get on over here, please? Everybody wants to talk to you. Oh, you gotta come on up here.
I'm coming up here. I got visitors.
Oh,
Oh.
we're entertaining callers,
Good
but
folks. Howdy.
Howdy!
Hey, is that my DustyKatt?
It is!
Hey, nice to not see you.
Nice to not see you, too. Are you having tea with Filthy Rich downstairs?
Yeah, no, we got some old friends,
Oh.
and they just stopped by. They're moving up north,
Uh-huh.
and they need a place to lay down their head for the night and get
Oh.
off their hooves. They're tired.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm tending some hospitality.
Hospitality! That's cool.
Oh,
We just wanted to say hello.
jokes sometimes. What?
We just wanted to say hello because we ain't talked to you in a while.
I know, I miss you too.
Oh, I miss you.
Stay brony, my friend, okay?
We're going to do that.
And I want you to remember something.
What?
Granny Smith loves you.
Well, we love you, too.
Yeah, and
Aw.
Granny Smith was your pony. I gotta go take care of my
Okay.
friend.
all
Okay.
right, Granny.
Love you, Granny.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
So in short, she's doing great.
George, she's doing awesome. Sweet. That new hip is really working out.
Oh yeah, it's worked wonders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my Granny Smith is modeled after my actual grandma. My
Mhm.
mom basically just tends to be grandma with less swearing when she's being Granny Smith.
Less swearing. Buy some apples.
Yeah, exactly. Give me your money. We take cash or credit.
Next.
Next.
So this one is from Dark Amethyst. For Cassie, what inspired you to do as you do as far as art?
To do as I do?
To do as she does.
Well, do you mean to do art? Well, I guess I can't ask him. Well, what inspires me in terms of subject matter is usually stories. And it's usually stories that are very simple, like fairy tales, like myths, because I can play around with them and I can explore what it'd be like to come at it from a different culture, or to turn the villain into the hero and look at it that way, or just to kind of get the feeling of the story. And as far as what inspired me to do art, period, I have to say the Disney movies of the 90s were what planted the seed. I was 5 when The Little Mermaid came out. I saw it in theaters. It is the earliest memory I have of being in the theater ever. And I was just bowled over, and it kind of changed my life. And then, you know, I grew up with Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and these wonderful, beautifully drawn, beautifully colored, beautifully told stories. And I wanted to affect people in the ways those affected me. So,
Cool.
That's awesome.
yeah, planted the seed there.
Next.
So this one is from Violent Bray. To Cassie, how long did the Applejack costume take to make, and where did you get the material for it?
Oh, not long at all. I had a pair of jeans, so I wore those. I went to Goodwill, and I happened to find a 4-H brand shirt that was the perfect Applejack color.
Wow.
My mom made me a cutie mark out of felt in half a day. I wore my natural hair. I got a hat from the dollar store and cut a notch out of it, and painted freckles on my face, and I found some Goodwill boots, and that was
Done.
about it. Yep. And now I have a custom Applejack leather belt from Firefly Farms. It's incredible.
Cool.
It has Applejack all over it and Winona on the handle.
Nice.
Aw,
It's really cool.
Sweet.
that is really cool.
So I'm wearing that to BabsCon. I'm going to BabsCon, by the way.
Nice.
Yes.
We'll see you
Wait,
there.
you are?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
I
I'm
might
not
be
signed up yet, but I'm
going.
totally.
You gotta come,
I
Screwball.
might be going.
You gotta come down here.
Come.
How,
That's where I wanna
Dusty,
debut
isn't it
the
like
wave.
close by where you live?
Yeah, it's only like 40 minutes from me. Not even that.
I gotta
You could
stop
fly
by
into
to
San
your
Jose,
crib.
stay at my house, and then we could drive up.
Oh my god, that'd be so much
There
fun.
you go. Next.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, I'm just so flabbergasted. Is that the right term to use? I don't know. So this one is from Pink Pearl Apple. As you guys know, or those who don't know, it's actually National Candy Day today.
Really?
National Candy Day?
I didn't know
So-
that.
Today?
Yeah, today.
Thing! To my candy!
I hardly ate
And,
any candy today. I have to
Apple
make up for
wants to
that.
ask if you guys are gonna buy all of the candy.
I don't have to buy all the candy. All my candy's over there.
Oh, buy more. It's National Candy Day.
Yes.
I need to buy more. I'm all out. I gave it away for Halloween.
See? Candy. 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 Yay!
Yay,
Woo! Candy. See? Candy.
I think this would
I
also
really
be
like-
Pinkie Pie's most favorite day.
Milky Way Dark. Yeesh.
It's followed by National Sugar Coma Day.
Yeah, there you go. Ah.
Followed by being sick.
I have to say, I have been eating a box of Count Chocula all by myself over the past 3 days, maybe. I think my bloodstream is about 80% Count Chocula right now.
Yeah, but are you drinking it? Are you eating it with the milk? Or are you eating it out of the box?
Oh, just straight out of the box.
Straight out of the box? Oh yeah, that's the only way to do it.
Like that.
Only way.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's no good with milk. I tried it once. It's I don't know. It's weird.
That's like
It's
blueberry.
Lucky Charms.
Blueberry is horrible with milk. Ugh. Horrible.
I had this. I had this.
Horrible stuff.
There was this one I had. It was like some kind of Kellogg's berry mix of some kind, but
Uh-huh.
always made the milk turn purple.
Weird.
Was it the Kix one?
Yeah.
Berry
I
Kix.
think that might have been it. Yes.
Yeah, that is some weird things to milk.
Yeah. Kind of disturbing sometimes. Like, do I want to drink this milk? I don't know.
Oh, probably not. Well, back when I was at CalArts, I used to have this habit of munching on dry Lucky Charms when I had to work late, and it was kind of a nervous thing. Sometimes the crunchy made me feel better,
Uh-huh.
and the sugar helped me stay awake. So I had some paintings I had to finish, and Count Chocula's been helping me through it.
Oh jeez.
And when I did the Wonka pieces, I was eating so much candy. I was trying to inspire myself, and I couldn't stop. So much nerds and taffy and nerd throats and red vines. It came out
Oh.
alright.
Yeah. So this one is from. Oh no, not this name again. I'm always trouble with this one. I'm just gonna call you Tokuas.
Taco.
Oh.
Taco-ness? Taco-ness?
Tatsukuga.
Taco-ness?
No, I can't.
There you go.
Let's call him Taku.
Let's
There
call
you
him
go.
Taco-ness. There you go.
Taco.
Taco. Hi, Taco.
Question to all: what is your favorite '80s anime? That's a hard one.
Ooh,
for
that's
me.
a hard one.
Oh.
80s. Wow.
I wasn't really turned on to anime till Miyazaki, and then my exposure's been spotty. I love, I love Nausicaa, which is not an anime so much as a film, but it's got the 80s written all over it.
Right.
Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind.
Mm-hmm.
Probably be my favorite.
Yeah.
I like Sailor Moon for its hokiness, although that's more 90s than 80s.
That's a little bit. That's like 80s, early 90s. I don't know. I'm really torn because wasn't Akira in the 80s? The movie.
Akira's
Yeah,
cool.
Akira. I was like really turned on. I wasn't turned on to Japanese animation until Akira, and then I started watching some stuff like Robotech back in the day. Even then, I think Robotech was probably the one that I remember the most from the 80s. Of course, it was the biggest one there, but mostly, when you had Voltron and you had all that stuff, but that was really, redubbed stuff that they were still doing from the 70s. And then you had Robotech, which was basically made for American TV. And then that was pretty much the start of it. And then Akira sort of kicked it off for me, and I started looking for stuff. I just started
And
looking
Akira
for
holds up. It's still good.
Oh yeah, Akira still holds up. Oh my god. It'll hold up forever. It's a wonderful movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a political thriller. I mean, really.
Yeah. We watched it in my we were doing a class on postmodernism in film and books, and we watched Akira.
Yeah.
Because it is very postmodern. It's kind of a Blade Runner approach to the future.
Yeah.
I don't know much for 80s. I was growing up to Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z, those sort of things.
I was too old when those came out. I remember nostalgic for those. I was more like.
You can never be too old for Dragon Ball Z. It's absolutely amazing.
Let me rephrase it. I kind of missed the boat. I didn't catch it when it was initially coming out. So
it's never too late to miss the boat for Dragon Ball Z.
Well, it's like some streaming for anything. I'm catching up on Full Metal Alchemist right now.
Oh, that's a good show. Full Metal
I
Alchemist.
still haven't watched that one.
Yeah, I'm watching Brotherhood.
Nice. Next.
So this one is from Dragoon 777777. Question for Cassie. 2D or 3D art, which do you like better and why?
Personally, I tend to prefer 2D because I like things that are very simple in design. I mean, I love, Mary Blair, for example, is just a wonderful artist who works very simply. I like Art Deco and even like ancient Egyptian art. I've always been drawn to things that are kind of flat and graphic and simple because they look more different from the real world and they tend to spark my imagination more. And I feel like they look a little bit more man-made, which I tend to relate more to things that look like they were made by human hands, And 3D is fabulous, but well, for one thing, I guess I didn't grow up with it, so I had to get used to it. And then, I grew up with the Disney Renaissance. I love Paperman. I gotta say, that was a gorgeous film. I love the way they blended 2D and 3D, and I would love to see more like that. Also, La Luna. I think Pixar's La Luna had that simplicity that I love in some of the best 2D, and yet it was using the roundness and the beautiful lighting of 3D. So I think that movie.
Wait, which one was that one again? I'm trying to remember that one.
Little boy who was learning his family's trade. They go to the moon and harvest stars.
Okay, yes. Oh, wow, I haven't seen that in so long.
Oh, it's so good. It was which is my favorite book ever. And it was just so simple, like a fable. I loved that, and I loved how unrealistic it was, and it kind of had this childlike logic that, if you put a ladder there, you could get to the moon. It would have covered with little stars, of course, and you could pick them up with the broom. I like how the child point of view in art. Short answer 2D, long answer pen.
I honestly, my most favorite kind of art would, as always, I love realism so much. Like, if you want true realism, Robert Bateman. Absolutely a brilliant Canadian artist. You should definitely check out his stuff. I have a bunch of his art right in this very house. It's absolutely awesome.
Nice. I don't know if I've seen him. I'll have to check him out.
I'll Google him. Your jaw will just drop. You're like, is that just a photograph? No, that's not a photograph. That's actual painting.
I'm certainly impressed by that kind of stuff. Although even in Renaissance art, I've always been more of a Botticelli fan than a Michelangelo fan. Bringing elements of myth and things that are invisible into the picture.
Speaking of art, the huge giant cache of Nazi stolen art was found. Like
1 billion euros.
Yeah, €1 billion worth of art was found in some guy's flat in Germany, in Berlin. That's almost 200 pieces that were wanted, that they knew were stolen by the Nazis, were found. I was like, wow.
Incredible.
I don't know. I don't remember the full history to it, but I think it went where the Nazis were trying to wipe out history by burning and stealing all sorts of art and that sort of thing. I know there's actually a movie coming out soon that's just about that.
Just about guys trying to save the art. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
I
gonna be
want to
good.
see that. I don't remember what it's called though. I like the trailer.
Cool. Next.
So this one is from Helm of Dismay. He says, I was wondering what you guys do to unwind / relax, as I've been having real trouble sleeping as of late.
Ooh, well, I've done things like I've got 70s headphone cans, and I will put on soothing music and just lay in my bed and just let the music play and just sort of shut my eyes and go deep into my subconscious and just shut everything off. Just shut off. And it's sort of like sensory deprivation. You know, you just don't think, you don't touch anything, you just lay there and then you shut your mind off from sound by just putting on the headphones and playing calming music, and you just basically you go out. It's wonderfully refreshing.
My brain never shuts off.
That's exactly what I do. I just listen to orchestral, of course the soothing ones, not the hardcore action type stuff. Try to get sleep on that, no thanks.
That's not soothing.
March of the Valkyries. The Ride of the Valkyries, yes.
Oh, yes.
So calming.
So calming.
Yeah, it's soothing music. I can't sleep with earphones on, but I'll listen to it to a point where I'm absolutely exhausted, and then I'll just pull off the earphones, wrap up the iPod, and tuck around my pillow, and I'm out like in a trill second. Works very well.
For me, it's reading. You know, right now I'm reading through Fellowship of the Ring for the first time. It's very cool. Because my brain is very verbal and thinks in words and doesn't shut up. If I give it music, it'll go off scattering. But if I give it other words, someone else's words, I can kind of get myself into a nice calm place where I'm just in the story.
Cool.
And I have to read on paper. I can't relax reading on the screen. It feels like work.
Oh,
No.
actually, if I don't know if this happens with everyone, but it's really good to not watch TV or even play video games an hour before bed, because then your brain will be active and it will basically be like, yeah, I want to go
More entertainment.
do whatever.
More entertainment. More.
Yeah.
Something about the light, I think, actually causes a physiological reaction that tells you to stay awake.
Yeah. Weird.
I'm really bad about that.
Next.
So this one is from Dirty Kitten. Oh goodness. He's a dirty little kitten. So the question is, for you, Dusty.
What?
How do you keep your awesome mustache so straight? I wake up and mine turns all frilly.
See this? See this comb? Right here? Just like that. Just like that. Oh, feels so good.
I can't see it.
It's me using a princess comb out of My Little Pony
That's awesome.
and straightening my mustache because it feels so good. And these things are awesome because they're actually angled from tip to bottom, so they actually straighten the hair. These are probably the best mustache combs I've ever found, and I use them, and I'm proud to use these. They're awesome.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's so awesome. I love that.
Love them. I got like 4 of them around the house. I got one here. I got one in my bathroom. I got one over there. So whenever I need one, I have mustache comb planted all over the house for mustache comb emergencies.
You know, your
You're
collection
turning
of
into
mustache
Pinky.
combs will be in museums someday. It'll be worth something.
Yeah, probably.
These combs belong to the manliest
In
brony.
the world, yes. I should do that. I should sign one of these and give it to a charity or something. I don't know.
Oh my god, you should. Yes, do that.
Funny. Next.
This one's from Aussie9607. Question for all. What do y'all think about season 4 and new season of Littlest Pet Shop?
I'm actually looking really forward to the new season now that I know there's a Daring Do episode.
Yay!
I'm hoping.
Spoilers, you punk!
Shh! Hey, it's been announced. I can say whatever I
true.
want up to
It's
episode 4. So, yeah. Well, I'm really looking forward to another Winter Bolts episode. So I'm hoping for one of those. But now that I know that Daring Do, I have glee in my heart that there's a new Daring Do episode.
Episode 4 and episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3, I have so much speculations going on with that thing. I can't even compute what's going to happen. I'm just so excited.
Yes. So excited. And Discord's coming back for the 2-parter opener, so it's going to be kind of cool. I've got my own theories. About the first 2, but I'm not going to give them up. I'm going to see if they're right.
It's Chrysalis. She's back.
No. I've got an idea. But I'm not going to say anything about it until
Dusty,
after.
We're talking about an after show then. I love speculating. I love.
We'll talk after show, but I'm not going to talk on camera. What about you, Kate?
Really
what about you, Case? We're talking about it. What about you? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, let's see. I know it's selfish of me, but I always hope that there'll be another Apple Family heavy episode.
Oh, there's going to be. We already know the song.
Yes, I'm excited about that. I'm just excited for more ponies.
Oh yeah,
because
me too.
season 3 left me going.
But it's been so long since ponies.
It's so long.
So long since ponies. Oh my god.
Yes, and they just make me so happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to see a lot more of Princess Luna. I love how they're working her in now as having a job as the Princess of Dreams and not just kind of being like, I'm just sort of here.
Yep.
Like giving her that story.
I still tear up thanks to that episode. Oh my goodness.
And somewhere along the line, I really want to see this episode. I want to see, and I don't know if we will ever, but I want to see one of the Cutie Mark Crusaders gets their Cutie Mark.
Yes.
And then just see what it does to the group dynamics.
Yes,
you know?
that's got. Yeah, they need to do that.
That's very a genius idea too, because then you guys see if their friendship is actually bound enough, or are they going to go their separate ways?
Jealousy, would there be insecurity? Would there be gloating on the part of whoever got it? How would they? I'm sure they'd pull through, but what would happen? You know, how would their egos handle it?
Who's first?
Storytelling.
I want to see an episode where Twilight actually fails, like really fails for real at something at the beginning, and then has to learn how to move on from genuine failure.
Yeah.
Because that's just such a powerful lesson to learn, and I think Twilight really needs to experience that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she will in these upcoming episodes.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get it in season 3, like, oh, a failure song. Ooh, is she really going to fail? No. When does Twilight Sparkle ever fail? Never.
Never.
I was just thinking about that song too.
Yeah. But I'm just excited for more ponies in general. And I'd like to see more places, more new lands. I loved seeing the Crystal Empire.
Yes.
I want them to travel some more. I want some more fodder for travel.
I want them to go to, let's say, go to the West
Arabia.
Coast. Let's see Las Pegasus. I want to see what DHX thinks Las Pegasus looks like. I want them to go to Detroit. Let's see what Detroit looks like. Let's go to Baltimore.
Saddle Arabia. That's where I really want to go.
Yeah. Huh?
Saddle Arabia.
Saddle Arabia. Let's see what maybe Twilight has to go to Saddle Arabia as an ambassador. Let's see what Saddle Arabia looks like.
I want to see what their jobs are going to be, or what Twilight's job is going to be. Because I'm like, wait, Twilight's a princess? Like, princess of what? Is she going to rule on a throne? Like, what's her job now?
She has to go to France, right? She has to go to France.
Oh, God.
And find out what's going on in France. We're from France.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just hope they travel and have adventures. And
let's see some more of Equestria. I've got this huge map. That has all these places, right? Daring Do had to have a map. So, I had to get this map done. And, let's see, it's like a AAA map with a fold. So, triple fold over here and a triple fold over here. It's like, open this up. Oh, of course, it's always upside down. And there we go. See, all these lands here we need to see. All these lands, we need to see all these lands. Get on it, DHX. We need to see these places because they're awesome.
Yeah, it's pony travel to. Oh, and I don't think we talked about Littlest Pet Shop. They also asked us about that.
Yeah.
I actually haven't watched Littlest Pet Shop yet.
I've seen probably 2 episodes, and I'm trying to get drawn in. The animals are cool, but Blythe's, the way they did the humans was like, I don't know. It can't draw me in. I don't know.
Yeah, she's cute and and everything. I like all the designs, and the voice work seems good. It's just that ponies kind of fills that space for me. I haven't been hungry for
Something
anything
else.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I have been watching a lot more like Batman and Full Metal Alchemist and more testosterone-y things.
Mm-hmm.
I go through waves, and ponies is my soft and cuddly.
Yes.
So I've got enough of that right now.
Cool.
So this one is from Flare Cobra to Cassie. What would you consider your most distinctive work?
Oh, wow. That's a really tough question because I don't think about my works once they're done very often. I just do them and move on. Like, okay, done. Gonna sleep now for a week. Never gonna look at it again. I think I'm gonna have to cheat and answer with a series, if that's okay.
Do it.
I think my Sweet Bride series is really distinct from my other work because it is a hybrid of hand-drawn and vector art.
Mm-hmm.
The technique I used for that, I've never used again, and I don't know if I ever will. I needed to do it for that particular set. It was actually a requirement. That's the only thing that I did in school that I still saw pictures of. And I drew it by hand, and then I brought it into Adobe Illustrator, live traced it, and converted it to vectors, which are, computer lines. And I never do that. And it just gave it this interesting mix of old and new that I still like. So I think that's probably my most different or distinct work. I'm not sure if she was using the word distinctive as my best work or just my most different work.
Well, I love it. So I love all that stuff. Because I was in the SCA, and it was all the stuff I was into when I was in the SCA. It was all the Norse, Celtic, Irish stuff. And when I saw those pieces, I went, oh.
Yeah. Did you see The Secret of Kells?
No.
Oh, it's good.
I can see it.
So pretty.
Gotta see it.
I recommend it just for the visuals.
Okay. I will.
It's always good to do that.
Next.
So let me think. One sec. So this one is from James
Justice! The resident superhero of Stave Brony, my friends. Savior of cornflakes. All over the world. What does James Justice want to know this week?
It's a question for all. What plans do you guys have for Hearthwarming Eve?
Oh, that's way too... That's way out there, man. I can't make plans that far out.
November is considered getting ready for, so...
You know what I'm getting ready for right now? I'm getting ready for Nightmare Nights, and then I'm going to get ready to eat turkey. And then after I get done eating turkey, then I'll start thinking about Hearthwarming Eve.
I've already been hearing all sorts of Christmas music. I'm not even kidding.
And Christmas stuff's all everywhere. Yep. It's all in the mall. It's all everywhere. But you know what? I'm doing Nightmare Nights, then I'm doing turkey, then I'm doing this. And I got cooking shows I need to do, and I've got stuff, one step at a time. One step at a time. So.
That's kind of where I've been. Although my dad's a worship leader, and he's been working on the children's Christmas musical since September.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been hearing Christmas music of sorts for months. I'm planning to just spend a lot of time with friends, just chill, because my family, we won't get together until actual very close to Christmas or after Christmas, because my siblings live up in Seattle. So my friends and I are going to bake cookies and watch campy cartoons, and then when the family is together, it's going to be 100% family time and just pretty much chilling and eating and staying in our pajamas.
Awesome.
That's
really chill.
My everyday.
Awesome.
Well, I work a ton, and it's so hard for me to turn off. But at Christmas time, Christmas is my most favorite sacred holiday, or that I just can't miss. And so I go all out. And Dickens Fair! I'm going to Dickens Fair.
Ooh,
that's going to be awesome.
I've been to Dickens Fair in a number of years.
Oh, it's so much fun. And I'm going to go to Fezziwig's Christmas party and eat roasted chestnuts and sing carols.
There you go.
Great.
Sweet.
Gonna dress up as an urchin a la Oliver Twist.
Nice. Next.
So this one is from Von Bray. To all, how was everyone's Halloween, and what was the best costume you saw during the night?
Ooh. Well, we both, Thing and I got home from work, and we waited for about half an hour for a kid to show up, and they didn't. And I called the sack. So we all got our costumes on and jumped in my truck, and we went to the mall and hung out. We went to Hot Topic to show off and saw our friends at Hot Topic, and then found out that there were $3 burritos at Chipotle if you were in costume.
I did that too.
Yeah, so we went to $3 burritos. And then jumped in the truck and went downtown San Jose to find something to do. Couldn't find anything to do. So we went to Santana Row, which is a little bit outside of town. There were tons of people there, so we got out of the truck and we're walking around, and there was a couple of really great costumes. There were these two girls that were dressed up as with painted like the Hispanic death faces. And,
like a Dia de los Muertos?
Yeah. And then they had like bodysuits on with the bones and everything. They were really cool. Wow, those were really nice.
That's so much fun. I had a great Halloween. I was on a really tight deadline, so I really didn't have time to party, but I decided that didn't matter because it was Halloween, so I just stayed up later. And I dressed as like a space cadet, like a retro 60s, kind of Tomorrowland with a silver bodysuit, and I had a hoop skirt that lit up as like a party skirt. So I lit up the dance floor. Almost every element of my costume lit up in some way or another. And I went to the Ultra Lounge the night before Halloween and danced. It was just like a really fun club. My favorite costume I saw there was a guy came in a homemade jellyfish costume. Like he had this giant bulby bowl thing on his head and all these LED tentacles streaming down and like shimmery stuff wrapped around. And it was just a combination of impressive and incredibly silly. And I was like, dude, you're a jellyfish. That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's my favorite. And then the day of Halloween, the $3 burritos and hanging out with friends at the mall.
Oh yeah.
Yummy. I basically worked. Got a lot of compliments about my Assassin's Creed costume.
I saw that. Good stuff.
Everyone just absolutely loved it. So I was basically sneaking around and freaking out my people I work with. I'll like grab them at the back or try to choke them or something like that, and it was a blast. But best costume I've ever seen would have to be Mando Pony's Nathan Drake costume. It's the coolest thing imaginable.
I don't think it's.
I love Nathan Drake, and I think Mando pulled off the most perfect Nathan Drake imaginable.
Cool.
Like, and if you guys want to see it, check out Brony React.
Sipsy Sully was pretty good.
That was really awesome. I said to her that it was hot.
Probably was.
It was. Next.
It was very well done. Sorry.
Fudge cakes.
Fudge cakes. Holy fudge cakes. Oh, so this one's from Loyal Hearts to Cassie. Do you have any cosplay plans for future cons?
Well, okay. I just in general, I have become a fan of Ever After High. I gotten really nerdy about dolls lately, and I got into Monster High, and through that I got into Ever After High, which is sons and daughters of famous fairy tale characters. So I want to find a convention that'll give me an excuse to dress as Madeline Hatter, who's the daughter of the Mad Hatter, and it's just like a classic Lolita dress, but Mad Hatterized, and she wears like a teacup on her head and stuff like that. Cool. So that's not pony related. And as far as pony cons, I'm gonna keep doing the Applejack thing for a while. I've debated whether I should just go as myself as Casey Robin or go as Applejack. For now, I feel like it's making people really happy to have Sweet Apple Acres, and I don't want to take that away. And I love Applejack, and she's the most like me. And then I love having Mom as Granny Smith. So for as long as I can have Mom as Granny Smith, I think I'll keep being Applejack.
Cool.
Unless, I don't know.
Well, if you don't do Applejack, where am I going to get my apples? I go to a con I'll go to a con and have to bring my own apples.
Yeah, and I love that cons have let me do that, because I think everyone is all hyped up on sugar. It's so nice to be able to have an apple and a real bit of food in the middle of all that. Yep. And when we do cider season, it's so much fun.
Cider season is awesome. Next.
Crazy.
Where are you? Also, this is also from Loyal Heart. Question to you, Dusty. Why, Dusty, did you not be in the Smile HD Bronies React?
I was busy. Actually. I was supposed to be in it, and I ended up getting busy with some other stuff, and I couldn't do it. He needed it way too fast for, and I was right in the middle of something at the time, and I didn't have time to get it done. So it was just a timing issue. I would have, but I just didn't have time.
You should see it. It is.
I did see it.
It's so funny.
I did see it. It was awesome. The thing is, everybody was dressed up, and I didn't have my Daring Do costume done yet. So it was like I would have been without costume.
You could have dressed as the Manliest Brony.
Casey.
Yes.
I'm sitting here. I'm combing Lotus's hair, and her tail is like off. How did you curl her tail? Half of it's not working anymore.
Oh, okay.
By the way, people, this is Aloe and Lotus. Casey made these for me. They are awesome. Look at this. These are cool.
Thanks.
Yes.
I wrapped it around. What did I wrap it around? I wrapped it around something like a big straw, and then dunked it in boiling water to hold the curl.
Okay, I'll fix it. The curl's coming out.
Yeah, basically, if you set it around anything and then dip it in a mug of just boiled water, and then let it dry around that thing, it'll keep that shape.
Okay, I'll fix it.
I've discovered I am not quite very good at pony hair styling.
Better than me. You should see all my ponies around here. It's like I haven't styled a one yet. I've got like 100 ponies with no hairstyles.
I haven't either.
All I did was I kind of tied up sort of bangs for Rainbow Dash because I couldn't stand her having long curly hair. It was just so out of character.
I know. I got to fix Rainbow.
My Trixie, her hair kind of looks like Pinkie Pie's right now.
Hi.
And then when I try to do Pinkie Pie's hair, it never looks like Pinkie Pie's. So it's like, Trixie, how do you do this?
Magic. Evil magic.
Evil.
Yes, I'll say.
Evil.
She had the alicorn amulet.
Evil magic.
That's how she does it. It's hard to get Pinkie Pie tight corkscrew curls on a doll that small.
Yeah, it is.
Not easy. And the pony hair is nylon, so it's liable to melt if you use too high a heat on it. It's not the most forgiving medium. I know too much about doll hair now. I've gotten the whole
and error. Did you melt a couple of ponies' hairs?
I love the people who do the sculpted manes and tails, like otaku squirrel stuff is incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Well,
it really
more accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is from Pink Pearl Apple. Any advice to someone else in art school? I hate doing still life, and they make me.
Yes, I had the same thing. I hated still life, and they made me do it. Okay, so general advice. Well, first I'll give advice on the still life stuff. Grin and bear it with still lifes. The stuff that you don't even realize you're learning about shading and form and just the basics of art that you're getting practice in through boring still lifes really will come in handy later. It'll sink into your subconscious and you'll just kind of know when light should be bouncing a certain direction or when something needs to look more solid. By just drawing inanimate objects. And it can be a lot more fun if you allow yourself to have a private sketchbook too and draw really, really quick still lifes in pen. Like if every day you draw your lunch, you'll start to find it more interesting. Try and just get the basic outline and just go at it in a really lighthearted way, because so many times still lifes is just hours of sitting and shading and blending, and I know it can get boring, but you do learn a lot through it. And then make sure that you're also doing what you love on the side, like do your homework, do it well, because you are going to be learning some valuable stuff. But, keep your secret sketchbook for the things that you really feel like you need to do. They couldn't stop me from drawing fairy tales and mermaids and things. They tried. They begged me to stop, and I wouldn't. And my teachers were like, "You're never going to learn anything. You're just going to draw mermaids." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." So do your homework, but also do what you love, and that'll keep your interest up while you're developing your skills. And draw from life. Drawing from life is the number one thing you can do to become a better artist, at least better skilled drawer. Yes.
Cool. Next.
Sorry. So I also have my phone out at the exact same. I'm multitasking like crazy. So this one is from Shakira Speeder. This is for Casey. I created OC pony art sets. I was wondering, would you like me to create your very own art set?
Oh, I actually don't know what an art set is. Explain?
He makes these awesome posters.
He makes a poster of your OC. It's kind of cool.
Oh, cool.
So
I don't have an OC. I know. I should. I mean, I kind of made one on the Pony Creator thing with the Casey Robin palette and like hair like mine and a bow.
yes.
But I really have been more canon oriented. But if you're offering to make something, that's cool. I love seeing people's art and seeing what they make. So I would definitely, if you wanted to make something and send it to me, I would be very, very happy.
Cool.
And would love to look at it.
Okay, Casey, pick a race. Pegasus, unicorn,
Okay.
Earth pony.
Earth Pony.
Earth pony. Wait, Casey's an Earth pony.
Yes.
And what's the body color?
Light blue.
Light blue. What's the main color?
Cream, like pale yellow.
Pale yellow. Bob cut
Really,
or
really-
long hair?
Short, like
Short
a
hair.
pixie.
And cutie mark.
Cutie mark, I'd like a pencil with some kind of sparkles around it.
Done. You have your OC.
Woohoo! And a bow.
It was so easy.
I'm the OC generator. We've done this like 4 times so far.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
fun.
Yes. So, hey, Screwball.
What?
Guess what time it is?
I got nothing. What is it?
It is the time of the one last question.
Oh, for fudge cakes.
I know.
For
I know.
fudge cakes, Dusty.
We're having a good time, but I gotta have that one last awesome question. I know you've been saving. Because you do that kind of thing.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
1 second. I'm still multitasking like unbelievably
No.
crazy. I'm baiting this one out because honestly, I've been holding on to it. I noticed that he was having quite the trouble trying to send it to me on IRC, and so I'm pretty sure everyone in the IRC knows what I'm gonna bring up. But Manuel Reyes, it's actually gonna be his birthday coming up,
Ooh.
and he was wondering if we could wish him a happy birthday.
Well, of course we wish you a happy birthday. Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday,
Yes.
Manuel Ray.
Every time you get to trip around the sun is awesome.
Turning 25, older than me.
25.
Goodness.
Oh my.
Awesome.
What day is his birthday exactly?
November 23rd, but he wanted to get it on.
Coming up. Well, happy
Coming up,
birthday
ain't
to
it?
you.
Mine's on the 12th. I'm gonna be 29. Oh my god.
Hopefully I don't put
Seems
the
so-
cake batter in the confetti cannon again.
It's fun though.
It's yummy.
It has tasty messy
It's tasty.
results.
There you go.
Yeah.
And with that, we are at the end of the program, sadly enough. So I am going to read for you all of the wonderful, awesome, original entertainment you can see right here on Everfree Network. We start out on Mondays with this show, Stay Brony My Friends, and then we go into Tuesdays, Cutie Art Crusaders, the CAC find and the best art this fandom has to offer, tells you why it's so good. They should do a show on Casey Robin. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And that is Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Then, on Wednesdays, on the odd weeks, The Inventory at KPNY. It is a radio drama where the ponies of Equestria discover the Earth's internet and the bronies. What happens? Tune in to find out. And that is odd weeks, Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Equestria Inquirer is on a hiatus at the moment, but when the show comes back, they will be Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. They are the source of truth in Equestria, so don't miss it when the show comes back. Into the Spotlight with Asaka Jack, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. A 2-hour live, move up, back up, start again. focuses on the person behind the Brony. That is Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Then, Sketchy Sounds live songcast, Thursdays, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. A 2-hour live set played by Sketchy for you. Check that one out. Post My Video with Jay Haller and BVids, Thursdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. The premier video and animation showcase, interviews with guests, and showing off all that new content in the PMB world that happens every week. Lunar Republic Takeover. On the radio side, that is where Nightmare Moon takes over this very radio station and plays all the requests for you all night long. And that is Fridays, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Mixology with DJ One Trick and DJ Midley. That is Thursday, what? Can I read? I can't read. Thing, you're in the room. I can't read. Saturdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, where these two DJs take over the streams and bend your ears with all the wubs you could ever want. And then Eastern Sounds with Frozen Sound, Saturdays, 11 a.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, is a 2-hour live mix of Brony dance music scheduled for our European friend time zones. So check that one out. Saturday Night Songs with Michelle Krieber, Saturdays, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. The Krieber clan, when they're around and they're not busy, will bring you fun times when they're not on the road or doing a show or something. So check that out on Saturdays. Blue Screen Bronies, Sundays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. The guys help you find the great games in the gaming industry and help you avoid the bad games in the gaming industry. So check that one out. Pegasisters Live, Sundays, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, where Emily J. and Tay do the same thing we do, only from the Pegasisters' point of view. And that is, again, Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Or 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, excuse me. And that is all the shows you can watch right here on Everfree Network. Someday I'm going to get through that without making a mistake. But probably not in this lifetime. That's a lot of shows and a lot of original content.
You had one job.
I had one job and I can't read.
One job.
Oh, look, I don't have my glasses on. I have an excuse.
Oh, that would do it. That would do it. Wait a minute. Yeah, dude.
What? I don't have my glasses on. So there you go. Oh my goodness, where's my script? I have no idea. Where did it go? But I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming out this late at night. I know it's late on the East Coast, and we'll have this up on YouTube soon. Thank you very much for sticking with us and for joining us tonight. I want to thank Casey. I want to thank Granny Smith. I want to thank Thing over there. And I want to thank my wonderful girlfriend, Amy. EFN for giving us this platform to do what we do, and all of you out there who come and join us every time we turn on that camera and make fools of ourselves. Every time. One other thing I want to talk about. In the news this week, a very famous football player, Jonathan Martin, stood up to bullying on the Miami Dolphins and walked away. And very strong man for doing so. So bullying happens everywhere. And not even NFL football players can get away from it. So don't feel that you are alone in what you're going through. Seek out friends, seek out help, and walk away if you can. So I just want to tell you that. If you are going through this kind of thing, get some help. Because there's help to be had. Okay? And we love you all. So thank you very much for coming. In 2 weeks, that'll be the week after Nightmare Nights, the 18th. We don't have a guest yet, but I'm sure we're going to have somebody very awesome. I'm going to try and line somebody up from Nightmare Nights. And there's a big list of wonderful people at that show. I wonder who I could get. I'm not sure yet. But we will get somebody. Trust me. So with that, we're going to sign out. I'm going to go get some dinner because I'm starving. It's late at night. I mean, come on.
I gotta sing more shanties. This game. Oh my god.
Game. All right, Casey. Thank you very much for coming, hon.
Having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot. And we're gonna go to the Apple stand and have some Apple stuff. Maybe we'll take some video.
Apples.
Yay.
Apples. And we'll catch y'all. We'll catch y'all in 2 weeks. Have fun. Ciao.
Bye.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We hate to leave you, but Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.